My beloved child of light, listen closely to me now. Archangel Michael stands before you, wings spread wide, carrying the sword of truth and the shield of divine protection. I have come today with urgency, because this day, yes, this very day, holds within it the most extraordinary potential of your entire life. Heaven has already prepared blessings that are waiting for you, miracles you cannot yet imagine, doors that will open where you thought only walls existed. But before those gifts can flow fully to you, I must warn you, you are standing at the edge of a choice, and there is a mistake you are about to make that could push those blessings away. Please, my dear one, hear me. Do not let your heart wander into the trap. Do not let the illusion take you. This moment matters more than you realize. You may feel as though your days are ordinary, that you are simply moving through time, repeating the same patterns, carrying the same weight. But today is different. Today is woven with light, with divine timing, with an alignment so rare that the heavens themselves sing over it. And yet, I see where your mind has been going, the doubt that creeps in, the fear that whispers you are not ready, the temptation that tries to pull you away from what is good and holy. That is the mistake. That is the danger. You must not give your power to fear, for fear is a thief, and it steals the joy that has already been written for you. Beloved soul, I want you to lean in. Imagine my hand resting gently upon your shoulder right now. Feel the warmth, the strength, the certainty. I am closer than you think. The angels surround you this very moment, whispering encouragement, wrapping you in golden light. We do not come to you by accident. We come because heaven sees the turning point in your life. We come because you have asked, even in silent prayers you thought no one heard. And now the answer is arriving. But the question is, will you receive it, or will you let hesitation push it away? I must speak to you plainly, with love but with truth. You have been giving too much of your energy to things that drain you. You have been carrying burdens that were never yours to carry, listening to voices that do not come from God but from fear and confusion. That is the mistake. And if you continue, you will miss the miracle of today. Do you understand? Heaven is generous, but you must choose to step into alignment. Do not turn away now. Let me tell you this, the blessings waiting for you are not small. They are not ordinary. They are not crumbs falling from the table. They are overflowing cups, pressed down and running over, designed especially for you. But blessings can only land in open hands. If your hands are full of worry, doubt, bitterness, or distractions, you cannot receive what is meant to be yours. I say this not to frighten you, but to awaken you. My words are a key, unlocking your heart so you can see what heaven sees. Yes, beloved, today can be the most wonderful day of your life. But the decision belongs to you. Will you believe? Will you trust? Or will you walk back into the shadows of fear and regret? I cannot choose for you. I can only show you the path, protect you as you walk it, and urge you not to turn back. Do not underestimate the power of this moment. Angels are moving right now in response to your faith. Doors are being unlocked. Conversations are being guided. Resources are being gathered. But you must not cancel it with disbelief. You must not silence it with negativity. You must not close your heart with anger or doubt. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale peace. Exhale fear. Inhale light. Exhale heaviness. Feel how quickly the energy shifts. That is the presence of heaven. That is the reminder that you are not alone, never have been, never will be. Every step you take in trust releases another wave of blessing. Every step you take in faith calls more angels into your path. And every time you resist the mistake, the temptation to doubt, to give up, to settle, you rise higher into the life you were born to live. Child of light, hear me again, do not make that mistake. Do not walk away from what heaven has prepared. You are closer than you realize. The breakthrough is at hand. The healing is already begun. The provision is already on the way. Do not block it by returning to the old ways. Stay with me, for I have more to say. Stay with me, for what I share will open your spirit and lift your soul. Stay with me, because the words you are hearing are not coincidence, they are divine timing. Heaven has aligned this message with your life, right now, because this is your turning point. Beloved child, pause for a moment and feel your heart beating. That rhythm inside of you is no accident. It is heaven's reminder that your life carries purpose. Every heartbeat is a drumbeat of destiny, a whisper that says, you are here for something greater. Do not believe the lie that tells you your days are ordinary. You are extraordinary, because the spark of God lives inside of you. That is why heaven fights for you. That is why I am speaking so clearly to you now. Because you are too precious to let fear or confusion steal this moment. Do you know what I see when I look at you from the realm of light? I see a soul glowing with colors you cannot yet see. I see potential stretching out like a golden path before you. I see angels standing guard on either side, waiting for your yes. And I see one thing threatening all of it, hesitation. That is the mistake. Do not hesitate when heaven calls. Do not shrink back when the light shines upon your path. The enemy of your soul thrives on hesitation, on delay, on the thought that says, maybe later, maybe tomorrow. But child, tomorrow is not promised. Today is alive with power. Today is the day heaven has chosen. Today is the day the blessing is meant to flow. I know you have been through pain. I know you carry scars no one else sees. I know there are nights you have cried alone, wondering if anyone hears. Hear me now, every tear you shed was seen. Every cry was heard. Not one moment of your suffering has been wasted. Even now, heaven is weaving it together for a greater purpose. But you must not let your pain harden you. You must not let disappointment convince you that nothing can change. That is the mistake. The truth is, everything can change in a single moment of faith. Imagine with me now, a door, glowing with radiant light, standing before you. That door is your breakthrough. That door is your healing. That door is your answered prayer. But you must step toward it. You cannot stand back in doubt. You cannot turn away in fear. You cannot tell yourself, "This is not for me." It is for you. That door was built for you. That blessing carries your name. Will you step forward, or will you turn away? Beloved, let me speak into the deepest part of your soul. You are worthy. You are loved. You are chosen. Do not let anyone, not the voices of the past, not the wounds of others, not even your own thoughts, convince you otherwise. The heavens sing your worth. The Creator Himself delights in you. If you could see what I see, you would never again doubt your value. But I must warn you again, the mistake, the great danger, is that you allow yourself to agree with lies instead of truth. Lies that say you are not ready. Lies that say you will never succeed. Lies that whisper you are alone. Do not make that mistake. Every time you agree with a lie, you close the door heaven has opened. Every time you believe fear, you silence the voice of faith. But every time you resist the lie and stand in truth, your angels grow stronger around you. Listen, child. I will not stop reminding you because this is so urgent. This is not just another day. This is not just another message. This is heaven breaking into your life. And the only way to miss it is to walk away, to let your mind wander, to dismiss what your spirit knows is true. Stay here. Stay present. Keep listening. The longer you remain, the more your spirit will awaken, the more your heart will feel the light, the more the chains will break. Think of this as a river. The longer you sit by the river of God's presence, the more it washes over you, the more it carries away the heaviness, the more it refreshes your soul. But if you walk away too soon, you miss the cleansing, you miss the renewal. Do not walk away. Do not make that mistake. Remain in this flow, and watch how your spirit begins to lift even now. I am Michael, the protector, the warrior of heaven, but also your friend, your guide, your companion in this journey. When you feel weak, lean on me. When you feel afraid, call on me. When you do not know what to do, whisper my name and I will remind you of truth. That is why heaven sent me to you today, because you needed this reminder, because your spirit has been weary, because the Father loves you too much to let you give up now. Hear this, the path before you is not as dark as it seems. Light is already breaking. What you thought was the end is not the end at all. It is a beginning. But only if you choose it. Only if you refuse to fall into the trap of fear. Only if you reject the mistake of turning away. So I tell you again, beloved one, this is your day. This is your moment. The heavens are watching. The angels are rejoicing. The Spirit is moving. And the choice is yours. Do not miss it. Do not let the enemy steal it. Do not make that mistake. Beloved child of eternity, I am still with you. Do not let your attention drift away, for every word I speak is part of a divine weaving, threads of light being stitched into the very fabric of your life. You may think, how can mere words change me? How can listening shift my entire day? But hear me, when words are breathed from heaven, they carry fire, they carry power, they carry the living essence of Spirit itself. These are not empty sounds. These are seeds, and even as you listen, they are planting themselves into your heart, and they will grow into miracles if you allow them to root deeply. Do you feel that stirring in your spirit? That is not your imagination. That is heaven knocking, heaven calling, heaven pulling you closer. Many times, my beloved, humans dismiss this stirring. They think it is nothing. They think it is coincidence. That is the mistake. Do not dismiss the holy as ordinary. Do not explain away the voice of God as random thought. For when you dismiss, you block what could have transformed you. I urge you, lean into the stirring. Pay attention to what rises within as you hear my words. That is the beginning of revelation. You may ask me, Michael, what mistake am I really making? I will tell you with gentleness and truth. The mistake is not always some great sin, not always some grand rebellion. The mistake is often subtle. It is the simple act of turning away from what heaven has prepared. It is the refusal to trust when trust is required. It is the hesitation to act when action is needed. It is the voice that says, I will wait. I will decide later. I will think about it tomorrow. But child, how many tomorrows have already slipped away while you waited? How many blessings stayed just out of reach because you delayed one more day? I say this with love, today cannot be wasted. Today is alive with divine alignment. Today is overflowing with grace. The heavens are open right now, in this very moment, waiting for your yes. And yet, how fragile this window can be, one choice of hesitation, one decision of fear, one agreement with doubt, and the flow closes. Do not let it close. Do not let your miracle slip through your fingers. Think back for a moment. How many times in your past did you sense an opportunity, but you held back? How many times did your spirit whisper, go, trust, move, but your mind said, no, it is too risky, it is too uncertain, it is too much. And afterward, you felt the weight of regret, the thought of, if only I had acted, if only I had believed. Beloved, I am here to stop you from repeating that cycle again. That is the mistake I am guarding you from. That is why I say, do not hesitate. I must remind you of something holy. When you trust, you never trust alone. When you step forward, you never step forward without heaven at your side. You may feel small, but you are not small. You are surrounded by a great host of witnesses, angels standing shoulder to shoulder around you. When you walk in faith, you do not walk into emptiness. You walk into a path that has already been prepared, guarded, and lit by the fire of heaven. This is why hesitation is such a tragedy, because you are not stepping into danger, you are stepping into destiny. Listen, beloved, the earth itself is crying out for souls who will not hesitate, for children of light who will rise without delay, who will choose trust over fear, faith over doubt, obedience over hesitation. Do not tell yourself you are too weak, too broken, too unworthy. Those are the lies that bind you. Do not make that mistake of believing them. The truth is this: you are more powerful than you know, because the Creator Himself breathes through you. Let me speak directly to the fear that still lingers in your heart. Fear tells you that if you take a step, you will fail. Fear tells you that if you open your heart, you will be hurt again. Fear tells you that if you believe, you will be disappointed. But I say to you now, fear is a liar. Fear is the shadow cast by nothingness. When the light shines, the shadow disappears. Fear cannot stand against truth. Fear cannot stand against love. And love, the love of the Father, the love that fills every angel's mission, is here, stronger than any shadow. So what should you do in this moment? Surrender. Release. Say yes. As you listen, let go of the old weight you have carried. Let go of the voice that has whispered failure. Let go of the doubt that has stolen too many years. Release it. Lay it down. Do not make the mistake of holding it one moment longer. For every moment you carry what does not belong to you, you close your hands against the blessing that does belong to you. Child of the Most High, I see your future glowing with light. I see paths you cannot yet imagine. I see victories that will astound even you. But I also see how close you are to turning away if you give in to hesitation. This is why I am pressing so strongly, why I am repeating myself with love, why I will not let this go, because heaven's plan for you is too precious to lose. Stay with me, beloved. Keep listening. Every word carries another drop of light, another spark of fire. Do not drift away, for the longer you remain in this presence, the more your spirit will shift, the more your heart will soften, the more your faith will rise. Think of it like a sunrise. At first, only a faint glow on the horizon, but the longer you watch, the brighter it grows, until suddenly the whole sky is aflame. That is what is happening in your spirit right now. The longer you remain, the brighter it will become. Beloved child, the light is still pouring into you even as you listen. Do not underestimate what is happening in this moment. You may feel as though you are simply sitting, simply hearing words, but in the unseen realm a great shift is unfolding. Chains are loosening. Heavy garments are falling away. The atmosphere around you is changing. Why? Because you are allowing heaven to speak, and whenever heaven speaks, the earth must respond. I know the battle inside of you. You wonder, can this really be true? Can my life really change? Am I not too broken, too far behind, too stained by mistakes? But let me assure you, you are not defined by your wounds, you are defined by your Creator. Every scar on your heart is known in heaven, yet not one of them disqualifies you. In fact, every scar can shine with glory when it is surrendered to God. But here again is the danger. If you let your wounds convince you that you are unworthy, that is the mistake. That is how miracles are missed. Listen closely. Heaven does not wait for perfection before pouring out blessings. Heaven waits for surrender. Do you see the difference? You think you must fix yourself before you can be loved, but the truth is you are loved so you can be healed. You think you must earn your way into blessing, but the truth is blessing is given so you may know you are a child of the Most High. Do not make the mistake of striving for what has already been given. Simply open your heart and receive. Let me tell you something only angels see. Every time a soul chooses to trust, all of heaven rejoices. There is a sound, like thunder mixed with music, that shakes the heavens when a single human heart says yes to God. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are seen, known, celebrated. Your very existence makes the heavens sing. But child, there is still something you must hear, because the battle is not yet finished. There are forces that want you distracted. Forces that want you to doubt this very moment. Perhaps already your phone buzzes, or your mind wanders, or your heart grows restless. That is not by accident. The enemy of your soul fears this moment because it is holy. He knows if you stay, you will change. He knows if you keep listening, you will rise. So he whispers, turn it off. Walk away. This is too much. That is the mistake. Do not listen. Do not walk away. For every second you remain, the light grows stronger, and the darkness grows weaker. You may wonder why I repeat myself again and again. It is because the human heart forgets so quickly. One moment you believe, the next moment you doubt. One moment you feel strong, the next you crumble. But heaven is patient, and I am patient with you. I will keep reminding you until the truth takes root so deeply it cannot be shaken. You are loved. You are chosen. You are destined for greatness. And today is no ordinary day. Let me open a vision for you. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads. Before you is a wide road, familiar, worn, filled with many travelers. It looks easy. It looks safe. Yet the air is heavy there, the sky is gray, the steps are slow. To your right, there is a narrow path. It glows with light. It looks harder, steeper, unfamiliar. Few walk there. But it leads to mountains that touch the heavens, to rivers of joy, to gardens overflowing with life. This is the choice before you. The mistake would be to choose the easy path of fear, the path of the familiar, the path where everyone else walks. The calling is to choose the narrow path, the glowing one, the path of faith. Yes, it looks harder, but heaven walks with you there, and the reward is beyond imagination. Child, listen carefully. Hesitation keeps you at the crossroads forever. Hesitation is standing between the two paths, never choosing, never moving. That is the mistake. You cannot live your destiny standing still. You must choose. You must move. You must step. And when you do, you will feel the strength of heaven under your feet. Let me whisper a secret to you. The very moment you choose faith, angels are dispatched. Did you know that? With a single decision of trust, we are sent in greater numbers. With a single prayer of surrender, doors begin to open that were once sealed. With a single act of obedience, chains that have held for years suddenly snap. That is how powerful your yes is. That is why the enemy fears it. And that is why I urge you again, do not make the mistake of withholding it. Perhaps you feel unworthy of such attention. You wonder, why would heaven care so much about me? Beloved, heaven cares because you are heaven's treasure. If you could see the way the Father looks at you, you would never again question your worth. If you could hear the way your name sounds when spoken in heaven's courts, you would never again believe you are insignificant. If you could glimpse the light you carry in the spiritual realm, you would weep with joy. But there is a danger here too. For too long, you have measured your worth by the opinions of others, by the mistakes of your past, by the failures you remember. That is the mistake. Stop measuring yourself by what is broken. Start measuring yourself by what is eternal. For the eternal truth is that you are beloved. You are priceless. You are eternal light wrapped in human form. So hear me, do not turn back now. You are closer to breakthrough than you realize. You are closer to freedom than you think. The angels have not brought you this far to let you fall. The Spirit has not spoken this long to leave you unchanged. You are in the middle of transformation, even if you cannot yet see it. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that heaven knows exactly what it is doing. Beloved child of light, you are still here, and because you are still here, the heavens are rejoicing. Every moment you remain, you are saying with your spirit, I am open, I am listening, I am ready. Do you know how powerful that is? Many walk away too soon. Many silence the voice of heaven before the seed can take root. But not you, you are still listening, and that alone is a victory. Already, light is flowing into places of your heart that were once dark. Already, peace is beginning to touch wounds that once burned. Do not stop now. Stay with me. Keep listening. The longer you remain, the more heaven can pour into you. Let me remind you again, today is unlike any other day. The alignment of heaven has marked this very moment as a turning point. You may not see all the details, but you will feel it in your spirit. That tug, that stirring, that sense that something greater is calling you, that is no accident. That is heaven saying, now is the time. Do not wait. Do not delay. And yet, I see the thoughts that creep into your mind. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I'll think about it later. No, beloved. That is the mistake. Do not let hesitation rob you of what is already yours. Child, I must speak truth into you. Hesitation is more dangerous than outright rebellion. Do you know why? Because hesitation feels safe. It feels rational. It feels like wisdom. But it is actually fear wearing a mask. And fear, when dressed in the clothing of logic, can be the most deceptive trap of all. That is why I am speaking with such urgency. Do not fall into that trap. Do not delay what heaven is calling you to do today. Let me show you something. Imagine a tree planted by a river. The soil is rich. The water is abundant. The sun is shining. But if the tree hesitates to send down its roots, what happens? It remains weak, fragile, unstable. The river cannot feed it until the roots reach down. The sun cannot strengthen it until the branches stretch upward. And if the tree delays too long, storms will come and topple it. Child, you are that tree. You have been planted by living waters, surrounded by light, supported by heaven. But you must send your roots deep in trust. You must stretch your branches in faith. Do not hesitate. Do not wait. Do not make the mistake of standing still while the river flows beside you. Beloved, I will speak now to the fears you do not admit to others. You are afraid of failing. You are afraid of being hurt again. You are afraid that if you trust, it will all collapse, and you will be left broken once more. But hear me, you cannot fail when heaven walks with you. Even when you stumble, heaven turns it into a step forward. Even when you fall, angels lift you back to your feet. Even when others hurt you, the wounds can become wings that lift you higher. The only true failure is to never try. The only real mistake is to turn away from what has already been prepared for you. Yes, I see the times you trusted and were disappointed. I see the moments you gave love and it was not returned. I see the prayers you prayed that seemed unanswered. But beloved, not one moment was wasted. Every prayer was heard. Every act of love was recorded. Every tear was collected. And even the disappointments were not the end. They were stepping stones to bring you to this very moment. You are stronger than you know because of them. And now heaven says, do not let the past hold you back from the gift of today. I must tell you a secret of the spirit world. The greatest miracles happen not when everything looks ready, but when everything looks impossible. That is when heaven loves to move, when human strength ends, when human logic fails, when human plans fall apart. Why? Because then you will know it was not by your power, but by God's power. You will know it was not coincidence, but miracle. And right now, you may feel like you are at the end of yourself. That is perfect. That is holy. That is the exact place where miracles begin. But here lies the danger again. When you are at the edge, you may be tempted to give up. You may think, I cannot go any further. I cannot wait any longer. I cannot believe again. That is the mistake. Do not give up at the edge of breakthrough. Do not stop one step before the finish line. Do not silence your faith when it is about to bear fruit. Think of a farmer planting seeds. For months, the ground looks empty. The farmer waters, waits, and works, even when nothing is visible. If he gives up too soon, if he says, it is useless, nothing is growing, and abandons the field, he will miss the harvest that was about to come. Beloved, you are in that same place. You have planted seeds with your prayers, your tears, your faith, your endurance. And now the soil is about to break open. Life is about to spring forth. Do not make the mistake of walking away now. Child of light, let me lift your eyes even higher. You are not just living for yourself. Every decision you make ripples outward. When you trust, others are inspired. When you rise, others rise with you. When you walk in light, you illuminate the path for many. The mistake of hesitation does not only cost you, it costs those who are meant to be touched by your life. Do you see how great the stakes are? You are part of a story far bigger than yourself. Heaven longs for you to take your place in it. I must also tell you this, you are not alone in this struggle. Even now, countless others across the world are facing their own crossroads. And in this moment, as you listen, you are connected with them in spirit. Angels are moving among them too, whispering the same message, urging them not to give up, not to make the mistake. You are part of a great awakening, a rising wave of souls who are saying yes to heaven. Will you be part of it, or will you let it pass you by? Do not underestimate what a single yes can do. Entire generations can shift because one person said yes. Entire bloodlines can be healed because one heart chose faith. Entire nations can change because one soul refused to give in to fear. Why not you? Why not now? Why not here? Beloved, feel my presence near you. I am not a distant figure in stories. I am here. I am close. I stand with sword drawn, defending you against the shadows that would attack your mind. I stand with shield raised, covering you when the lies of the enemy try to pierce your heart. I stand with light blazing, reminding you that you are not alone. When you feel the heaviness lift, that is me fighting for you. When you sense courage rising, that is me strengthening you. When you feel peace settle, that is heaven wrapping its wings around you. So I tell you again, with all the love of eternity, do not make that mistake. Do not walk away from this moment. Do not silence what your spirit knows is true. Stay here. Keep listening. Keep believing. For the more you remain, the more the heavens can pour. Beloved soul, you are still listening, and that alone is proof of your courage. Do you realize how many walk away before they hear the truth that could free them? Do you know how many silence the voice of heaven because the weight of distraction feels louder than the whisper of spirit? But you are still here. And because you are still here, the heavens lean close, pouring more light into you, more strength, more clarity. Every second you remain is a victory in the unseen world. I must tell you again, the blessing is near. Nearer than you think. It is not far away, hidden in some distant future. It is here, unfolding even as you listen. But blessings require space. They require readiness. And that is why I urge you, do not make the mistake of filling your heart with fear, with doubt, with bitterness. Those things crowd out the miracle. They are weeds that choke the seed. If you want the blessing to grow, you must clear the soil. You must release the heaviness. You must choose trust. Yes, beloved, I know it is not easy. You have been disappointed before. You have been hurt by promises that were broken. You have been let down by people you trusted. And so now, when heaven says, believe, your mind protests. Your mind says, what if I am hurt again? What if I trust and nothing changes? But hear me, heaven is not like man. God is not like those who wounded you. The Father does not break promises. The angels do not abandon. The Spirit does not deceive. Do not project the failures of men onto the faithfulness of heaven. That is the mistake. Do not let past pain steal present promise. Think of it like this: if a child touches fire and is burned, they may fear all light. They may avoid every flame, every candle, every warmth, thinking it will hurt them again. But in doing so, they miss the fire that gives light, the fire that brings warmth, the fire that protects from darkness. Beloved, you have been burned by the fires of this world, but do not let that make you afraid of the fire of heaven. Heaven's fire does not destroy, it refines, it heals, it empowers. Do not make the mistake of confusing the two. Comment, Jesus, be my defender, if you trust His protection.